So you beautiful people, it's Trakky and welcome back to the channel. Now, last night I saw this particular tweet by the Dynamite, which did leave me in stitches. So much so that I went on to Reddit, which is a place that I don't really like. I think it's full of a lot of idiots, a lot of people who just deep throat each other, and I don't like the moderators on there. I'm sure Tabor Hill's somebody else that don't really like them. There's several times I've tried to post on different Call of Duties, not just Modern Warfare, and for some trivial reason, my post has been removed. In Modern Warfare, it's usually because I've been constructive about what I'm trying to say, but because it doesn't fit the narrative that they're trying to portray on the Reddit, it's been promptly removed. And this particular tweet here is something that makes me, think to myself, I've had this suspicion for a long time, and it's got to be true. So the Dynamite has realised this post has got 15,000 upvotes, and it's a person saying this is the first COD where I'd be fine if they didn't do another one each year. Now, the first question I've got for this person is, how many CODs have you actually played in your life to want to play this for more than a year? I lasted on Modern Warfare 3 for 50 days played over 2 years. I thought that was a great, brilliant game. Do I think it's the best Call of Duty ever? No. Do I think it's 10 times better than the current Modern Warfare? Oh, yes. So let's head over to Reddit for a moment and actually read this post here. So, the upkeep and overall development of this game has been phenomenal. You can hear already, I can't read this with a straight face. This is the first COD that I would actually be fine if they delayed the next one or didn't even release one altogether. We're still only a third of the way through the cycle, and there is so much content. Well done. Not to mention the up-and-coming Battle Royale and great campaign. Now, the campaign, I can't really argue with. Yes, I'll give you that one. In terms of the Battle Royale, I'm a big fan of Battle Royale games, so I am interested to see what they've got coming, but that's solely because the core aspects of this game are absolutely atrocious. Now, this is an opinion, and therefore, I'm not going to say that you're not entitled to your opinion, whoever's posted this. I am not that duck, which looks like a name that has actually stopped me from posting something before. It's something I'll post on my Twitter if I do find who's banned me previously. But I think this is absolute rubbish. Let's start breaking this down bit by bit. The upkeep. Right, the upkeep of this game has been atrocious. There have been more bugs in this game than the Amazon rainforest. For every bug that they fixed, they introduced about another 10 to 15 bugs. This is the first Call of Duty I've played since Modern Warfare 2, and I've played every single Call of Duty without fail, invested my money. It's the first one that I've heard that has actually bricked people's consoles, where they're sending out damage control tweets to everybody to say, don't download this, or if it does this, do not download, do not press anything, just turn your console off. Never seen that previously. This is the first Call of Duty where we've had a community leader that didn't say nothing for months on end. After patch notes are wrong, there's stuff in the patch notes that isn't true and consistent to what's happened in the game. And have you forgot that Season 2 was delayed and we was given a crossbow to try and compensate for the incompetence of Infinity Ward? This person is clearly blowing smoke up Infinity Ward's arse. That's just my personal opinion. To say it's been phenomenal is a ridiculous statement. Has the development of the game been very interesting? Yes, because there's a lot of things that Modern Warfare has incorporated that I think is really good. The gunplay, brilliant. The sound. This could have been a great Call of Duty, and I think a lot of people feel that way. It could have been a great Call of Duty, but it just isn't, because Infinity Ward have been so stubborn to the way they want to develop the game, not to develop the game for the people who play the game. We only buy this game because we believe we're going to get a particular sort of product. And that's why Call of Duty has been so successful over the years. And the Call of Duties that have been the least successful are the Call of Duties that have veered away from what I would call the secret sauce, the recipe, a fast twitch shooter, a fast-paced twitch shooter. And that is something that Modern Warfare isn't. It isn't. In fact, I think this has been the most divisive Call of Duty since Advanced Warfare. I feel that strongly about the game. I don't feel like it's been accepted in open arms, and I don't feel like it's been thrown away by everybody either. I myself was in the camp initially of praising this game, and go through my YouTube videos, you will see initially I thought it was great, but as time's gone on and I've actually invested time in it, I've realized the game has a lot of flaws, and sometimes it's not even recognizable to me as a Call of Duty game. So to say it's been phenomenal in its development is an outright lie, in all honesty. If you feel like you could play this game for more than a year, then you need your head testing personally. That's my opinion, though. That is my opinion, and not everyone's going to agree with me. In terms of the content, there's so much content. What content are you really talking about? Let's talk about the core game mode in this game. And it's been the core game mode since the inception of of Call of Duty multiplayer, and that is TDM. It's not an opinion. It's a fact. It's not my opinion. It's not something I'm just throwing out there to people. Call of Duty, its #1 playlist, #1 game mode has always been in every single Call of Duty without fail, 6v6 TDM. So where's the content really, if we're talking about content? We had 2 guns last season. We've got 2 guns this season. We had an additional crossbow thrown in because they messed up. We've had the likes of Crash, Vacant, Rust thrown in. These are regurgitated maps that we've had several times already. Okay, Rust, that hasn't been, done before, but what is that what you consider to be content in a game that you paid for? It's not even a free to play game. People keep forgetting this. People have paid 70, 80, 90, £100 for this game, and we're getting maps that have been done year in, year out, and probably done worse this year. And you say that is so much content. It's not content, especially when it's the core game mode that's been so badly developed for, so badly served in this Call of Duty. And that's my point here. If you feel like 17,000.6 upvotes is telling a true story, then you, my friend, are deluded. 86% upvotes, 1.8k comments. And if we actually look at the comments going through, you'll see a lot of people actually arguing about whether it should be a yearly development cycle or just a constant development cycle, and this game goes on for more than a year. Now there's good and bad parts to both, but if you're someone like me that's not enjoying Call of Duty Modern Warfare, then where does that leave you with Call of Duty? You're going to leave the franchise, aren't you, if this is a game that you have to play for more than 1 year, sorry. So it's a bad idea. I love the fact that every year we get a Call of Duty that is new, fresh. We get that excitement. We get that whole cycle. And then we have something to look forward to. Often we're disappointed, I know, but it's better. That thought's better to me than being stuck with a bad Call of Duty for, how many years. Some people might enjoy that, but I think that will have a lot more players leave the player base than its current blueprint, which I think they should stick to. And I have to read something else here, because this is about YouTubers. There's somebody on here that's kind of, people are talking about the vocal minority. Here it is. The hate is from the vocal minority. I don't think that's true at all. I think this game has got people split. Probably 70% of people don't like this game and 30% of people do like this game. That's the split I would go for. Whether that's factual, no, but that's the feeling I have. And it's a feeling from, I follow all sorts of YouTubers, people who like this game, people who don't like this game. I read Reddit posts, and constantly, if you're getting blocked, then of course the vocal minority are a minority because they should be the majority, but they're getting silenced. They're getting silenced. It's almost like the media right now. CNN, they will suppress the right's narrative and promote the left's narrative because that's what suits them. You know what I mean? And the more you promote that, the more certain people believe that is the truth. It's not the truth. So let's read this one here. This one's interesting. It tickled me, actually. Yeah, I think a lot of hate comes from circle-jerking YouTubers, 8 Thoughts, Blame Truth, Thunder, and people who like faster CODs. We've seen this generation. That would be the majority of the Call of Duty community because that's what they enrolled into. That's what they subscribe to with Call of Duty, a fast Twitch shooter. I think that's understandable, but in my opinion, Modern Warfare offers such a unique and fun experience. It feels like a dynamic sandbox and true successor to COD games that I've loved. So you probably loved Ghost, which majority of people didn't like. It feels like a new game, Modern Warfare, without being a rehash. By the way, I agree with your post, especially since Black Ops 5 has had such a rocky development. Modern Warfare could easily last another 2 years, and crossplay basically ensures that most modes will be played, unlike other CODs where after a year or two people only played TDM and Domination. That is what people play, mate. You're deluded. People will always filter back to the core game modes because that is a fact. It's not an opinion I've formed. Every single Call of Duty's #1 game mode has been TDM, Domination, and Free-for-all, and then probably Search and Destroy. And someone even goes on to say, Thunder plays TDM and Free-for-all. Those are the modes. Those modes are nowhere near as fun in this game. I understand why he doesn't like it. And if you think about it, Thunder, me, most of the Call of Duty community would have played Call of Duty for TDM. So if them modes are not fun and them modes are not being catered for as much, specifically 6v6, of course it's going to turn off the majority of your fan base. If the majority of players are playing that particular mode and you're not catering to it as much as you're trying to cater for things like Ground War and other game modes and playlists that people don't want to play. Yeah, there are people in them, but are they populated like the most dominant playlists? No. And this is my problem with Call of Duty Modern Warfare. It seems to be forgetting where its core fan base lies. Someone goes on to say, don't get me wrong, I totally get him. I've had some fun matches in TDM and Free-for-all, but that's like 2 out of 20 matches, which is why I've stopped playing both modes. And it's the same scenario I'm hearing from all of my friends. My brother-in-law, he's trying to get me to play objective-based game modes because TDM plays like ass in this game. It's horrible, it's campy. I've had more draws in Call of Duty Modern Warfare than I've had in every single Call of Duty I've ever played combined together. This isn't just me making things up. It's factual stuff. So I feel like this has been genuinely manipulated. And there's another reason I feel like this. 17.6 upvotes, 1.8 comments, that's very low, and 1.8 thousand, sorry, and 86 upvotes. If we go to this post here, it's only got 1.8k upvotes, but it's got 984 comments already and an 85 upvote ratio. And this guy goes on to say, is anyone else just not enjoying Rust? I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for saying this, and I wouldn't be surprised if this is removed soon. But I don't like Rust. I don't understand why people like it so much. So far, all the lobbies on the map have been people camping in the middle or they're up the top of Rust. All the spawns are almost as bad as shipment. I don't even need to read any more of the post. It's just a true representation of Call of Duty Modern Warfare right now. Not enjoying Modern Warfare at all recently. Hardcore is pretty much what I only find enjoyable. All I play is hardcore and gunfight. You just keep going through and you're seeing the same thing. People start talking about skill-based matchmaking. People trying to defend it. What's wrong with skill-based matchmaking? That's what all other previous CODs lacked. You need your head testing. Fun is not sweating every game, though. I literally can't win a game using anything but MP5. There's no variety in this game. There's so many different problems with it because it's been overdeveloped to be a manufactured experience, as I've previously said. Skill-based matchmaking pretty much makes it for very frustrating. Skill-based matchmaking ruins this game for me. These are the true people, the true representation of Call of Duty. And if we talk facts again, newer players that have come to this game are going to be the minority because most people are going to be retained from previous titles of Call of Duty that weren't Modern Warfare, and most of those titles were fast-paced. So how the majority of people who have, you know, subscribed to that fast-twitch, a fast-paced game that Call of Duty has always tried to promote it, and then come over to this very slow game all of a sudden, it's too much of a drastic change for people, and the majority of people are not going to like that. That is a fact because I've been in the Call of Duty community long enough to know when big changes have probably been too much. That's why a lot of people stopped playing after Advanced Warfare. Black Ops 3, the movement was slowed down a bit. It was a bit more acceptable to people. People learned to, you know, use it a bit better. And in Infinity Ward's game of Infinite Warfare was even slower boost movements, and I actually thought was a really good game, but people were sick of boost movements, and people will become sick of this game well before the year's over, never mind trying to take it to 2 years. So let me know down in the comment section, guys, whether you agree or you disagree. I personally feel like the majority of people just don't enjoy Modern Warfare in its current guise. And again, I sound like a broken record, but the mini-map situation is an atrocious option to put in this game. I originally was one of these people that was saying no mini-map, yay, no mini-map. I refute that now. I've totally done a U-turn, and no one's smoking some sort of nonsense to even come to that conclusion. I've invested time in this game and I don't like it. And I don't like it because it doesn't feel like Call of Duty to me. Guys, if you want to stay on the right track, hit the subscribe button. To watch more videos from me, hit this thumbnail here.